The dusk air is quiet around the open field. The light is fading slowly. The distance has not disappeared. And maybe that is where this feeling becomes easier to notice. The feeling that life is moving somewhere ahead of you. The feeling that there is a pace you are supposed to keep. The feeling that other people seem to be arriving at places while you are still trying to understand where you are. It does not always sound dramatic inside. Sometimes it sounds practical. You should know by now. You should have started sooner. You should be further along. You should have more to show for everything you have lived through. And because those thoughts can sound so familiar, the body begins treating them like truth. The pressure gathers behind the eyes after too much comparing. It sits around the forehead when the mind keeps measuring what happened against what was expected. It settles in the jaw, in that quiet effort of trying to stay hopeful while also trying not to feel disappointed. The field holds the evening without rushing it. Fade, settle, continue. Fade, settle, continue. Nothing here seems concerned with keeping pace. The light does not compete with the day. The evening does not apologize for arriving slowly. And still, the nervous system can feel behind even when life is simply unfolding differently than expected. That is the strange part. The feeling of being behind does not always come from standing still. Sometimes it comes from walking a path that does not match the timeline the mind once created. A plan takes longer. A dream changes shape. A season asks more from you than you expected. And suddenly life starts feeling delayed, even though something has been moving the whole time. The body knows that feeling. The chest gets smaller. The breath becomes slightly supervised. The shoulders carry tomorrow as though tomorrow has already judged today. The dusk deepens. Fade, settle, continue. The rhythm returns with more space inside it. There is something here that does not feel like failure. It feels like transition. That thought does not answer everything. It simply creates a little room around the old pressure. Because a life can be changing without looking fast. A person can be becoming without appearing impressive. A future can be forming long before there is proof that anything is happening. The mind often wants evidence before it feels safe. The body is usually asking for something gentler, less urgency, less comparison, more room to exist inside a story that has not finished revealing itself. A small movement crosses the field. A bird rising briefly from the grass. Then the quiet returns. Attention follows it for a moment, and when it settles again, the feeling of being behind seems less solid. The breath moves easier. The jaw releases a little of its argument with time. More weight is being held by what is beneath you. Nothing has been proven, nothing has been fixed, but something inside is no longer reaching quite so hard for a verdict. Maybe life is not falling behind. Maybe the mind has been comparing the visible parts of now to the imagined parts of then. That kind of comparison is hard to win. It measures reality against a version of life that never had to survive actual living. The version that did not know what would hurt. The version that did not know what would change. The version that did not know what strength would have to be built quietly along the way. The chest has more room now. The future feels less like it is pulling away. Hope feels less like a deadline. And in that space, another possibility comes closer. Not everything meaningful arrives on the schedule once expected. Not everything delayed is disappearing. Not everything unfinished is late. Some things are still gathering. Some things are still becoming strong enough to hold. Some things are still finding their way through timing the mind could not have planned. Fade, settle, continue. The rhythm returns again. This time it feels steadier. Life is still moving, even here, even now, even through the parts that do not look like progress yet. There are conversations that have not happened, openings that have not shown themselves, versions of you that have not fully arrived. Not because life forgot, not because you failed, not because the moment passed forever. Because the story is still alive. The dusk continues. The field remains open. The horizon keeps holding space for what cannot yet be seen. The nervous system does not need to race toward the future tonight. The body does not need to carry the whole timeline. The heart does not need to turn hope into pressure. Life is not falling behind. It is still arranging, still unfolding, still becoming in ways that are not fully visible yet. Fade, settle, continue. The rhythm returns one final time, quiet, patient, alive. The day is ending, but nothing is over. The path is unclear, but not gone. The timing is different, but not broken. Somewhere beyond what can currently be measured, life is still meeting you, still opening, still moving at the pace of becoming.